Hey, how's it going? Cesar Rodriguez here, and first things first, I want to congratulate you for registering for the upcoming webinar. Now, here's what's really exciting. On this upcoming webinar, we're going to talk all about one of the fastest growing, hottest social media platforms and apps that exist today, which is Snapchat. I'm going to show you how to unlock its power, how to use it to sell, recruit, and market anything that you want. I'm telling you, man, I am so fired up for what you're about to learn that it's flat out ridiculous, because I've been building my business with this app for the past couple months, testing things out and using everything that I've learned in my past 15 years of psychology, persuasion, and recruiting and sales and network marketing. I basically wrapped it all around, figured out the very unique universe that Snapchat exists in, and I found out exactly how to crack the code on how to help you get leads, prospect, sell, recruit, and market anything you want. And I'm going to share that with you on this webinar. So you are at the right place at the right time. Now, one of the biggest things that you're going to find out is when you learn how to use this app properly, because trust me, I talk to people all the time that have this app, they're using it, they're pros on all other, it's amazing. They've got huge followings on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. They hop on a Snapchat and they're doing it all wrong. All right, now, here's the thing. When you learn how to do it right, you're going to have tons of leads that you're going to be able to create just like that. Now, what's the next question? Okay, Cesar, I've got leads. What's next? Well, obviously, you want to go ahead and have those conversations, and you want to sell them, and you want to recruit them, and you want to market to them whatever it is that you want. And you want to be able to do it in such a way where you're eliminating the objections and that they don't have, any other option but to want to say yes to your product, service, or opportunity. So to prepare you and to help you to get maximum value out of that, I've created another webinar where you're going to learn my immediate yes formula. So I'm going to cue that webinar up for you here in a second, and I'm super excited to hear your feedback from it. And I can tell you this, you're gonna be fired up for this webinar, but in the meantime, enjoy this training, and I'll see you soon. As a fun bonus, I really just wanted to help everyone here right now, right here today, to get better at closing. So the best way to do so is to share with you what I consider the ultimate sales closing formula and process, which is the other formula that I created that a lot of you guys probably know. Maybe you've seen this before, but I'm going to give you a short and abridged version of what I call the immediate yes formula. And what you're going to learn here in the next couple minutes is how to get people to say yes to your product, service, or opportunity immediately without them feeling like they want to think about it and without coming across as salesy or high pressure. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to say a couple quick things. Number one, get ready to take some notes, because this is going to be a free training here that I'm going to be doing for you right now. But I'm going to tell you something, you're going to want to take a lot of notes, because I'm going to share with you guys the immediate yes formula, and I'm going to give you guys some really unbelievable training on how to make sure that you're not triggering objections anymore. The second thing that I want to do is be sure to thank whoever sent you here, because you know what? You may be here because I sent you this email and maybe I let you know about this, maybe you saw, so maybe you're a longtime fan of mine, but there's also a good chance that someone else sent you to me, or someone else shared this webinar, or someone posted on their Facebook wall, or maybe your team leader shared it with you, all right? Maybe someone in your upline, your organization, they said, hey, listen, there's gonna be this upcoming training. I think this will really help you, hop onto this thing. So be sure to thank them for thinking about you. And really pay it forward. I mean, I'm a big fan of showing love and really just helping people. That's why I do what I do, all right? I love to impact people. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to let you know that you don't have to be a big time leader or a speaker or a trainer or anything like that to be able to help others. You can do so simply by just clicking on the share buttons that are on this page. So right now, I'd like to just ask you to do me a favor and do yourself a favor and do everyone that you know a favor. Do all of your Facebook friends a favor. Do your team a favor and go ahead and click on the share buttons, click on the Facebook like buttons. Just go ahead and pay it forward, all right? This is going to be a powerhouse game-changing webinar that I'm going to be doing, and this free training right here alone is going to be so invaluable to your business that you're going to want to impact and help people, all right? So if that's in your heart at all, if you're the type of person like me that you come from a position of gratitude and appreciation at all times, and you're always liking to be helpful to folks, I highly recommend that you go ahead and help me join my mission to get the word out. So if you wouldn't mind, just take a quick second now, click all of the buttons here that you see on this page, and go ahead and let's share some love and let's change some lives together, all right? So let's go ahead and get started on this training. Now, there's a chance if you don't already know who I am, and maybe someone sent you to this page, and this is your very first time being exposed to me, you may be asking yourself, who is this Cesar guy, and how in the world did he come up with this magical formula, and why should I believe anything this guy says? Well, because 13 years ago, before I was training top timeshare sales reps, network marketers, internet marketers, direct sales reps from stage at some of the biggest events in the country on this immediate yes formula that you're going to learn about here today, I was just a 21-year-old broke college kid working at a GNC store at a mall. All right, I was prospected and introduced to this unbelievable industry that we're a part of. And the most amazing thing happened. When I got started, I absolutely thought I was going to kill it. But the reality was I absolutely sucked. It took me like 5 months to sign up my first person, and it was actually my brother, all right, which I pretty much just like put him in a headlock and said like, you got to join, all right? So I went out there and I was absolutely not successful. And mind you, I probably talked to over 100 people. I know I talked to well over 100 people before I even got my first yes, and it was my brother, okay? So I was not that good. But I did realize something. I realized, and I was smart enough to figure out that I could make it in this business. I could be successful if I just learned 2 skills. Now, there's a lot of different skills that you need to learn to be successful, but with all of the different things out there, I just said, if I could just focus on 2 things and 2 things only that would create the biggest impact, here's what I believe it would be. And I know I'm right, and I know I was right then, and I know I'm right today, and that is this: prospecting and closing. Because if you think about it, prospecting is the start. If you can get really good at prospecting, well, then you'll always have a full funnel. You'll always have people to talk to. Now, if you get really good at closing, well, then when you've got all of these people, if you know what to do to present in such a way that they actually want to make the decision to buy right away, well, then guess what? You pretty much got this thing down, right? I mean, you could make it. I mean, yes, inviting, that is to me just another form of prospecting. It's just piquing interest, getting someone interested enough to want to take a look at your presentation. Now, to be honest, I'm not good at follow-up. I absolutely suck at follow-up. I'm not the most organized person. I hate having to try and keep up with spreadsheets and write people's names down and remember to call them. So guess what? I just know that's not my skill set. I'm not the most organized person. But guess what? It doesn't really matter, because I just figured, hey, if I get really good at closing, well, I'm not going to have to follow up with a whole lot of people. I'll call them one time, and if I can learn how to close them the first shot, then I don't need the follow-up, right? So those are the 2 things that I just figured. I said I need more people, and I need to know how to close the highest percentage possible of the people I'm talking to. And if I can figure all that, everything else will just pretty much fall in place, and I can learn those other skills later as I go. But those were the 2 things that I focused on: prospecting and closing. And to this day, I think they're probably the 2 most important skills. Get them in the funnel and then know how to close them, right? Everything else in between, you can get better at on the way, right? So what I want to do today is I want to share with you the immediate yes formula on how to get anyone to say yes to anything, anytime, anywhere, immediately, without them feeling like they need to think about it and without coming across salesy or high pressure. So here is the formula. Now, it's basically this. It's a reverse engineering of what it takes to get an immediate yes. Now, I want you to understand this thing. You can write it down right now if you're taking notes. All right, but in order to formulaically trigger an immediate yes response from someone, you must have all the following elements in your sales process. Now, whether in person or on the phone or in a sales video or in a sales letter, you want to make sure that this is your sales process, and you want to design your presentation around this formula. Now, failure to incorporate any of these steps in your sales process will ensure that your immediate yes formula turns into an immediate yes coincidence, meaning you might sign them up, you might not, or an I'll think about it and get back to you guarantee. So you have to make sure that you incorporate all these steps. All right, so here's what it looks like. We're just reverse engineering what it takes to say yes. Now, in order to get your prospect to say yes immediately, there has to be some type of reason why they need to take action right away. So that's your urgency. Your action is your call to action, and it needs to be laced with urgency, right? If there's no reason why they have to do it today, then they're not going to do it today. So you need to have that urgency and that call to action that is laced with urgency. In order for them to take an action like buying or spending money, you'll have to have some type of solution to their problem or problems. And in order to provide a solution, you'll have to know what your prospect's problems are, right? Now, here's the thing. In order to find out what your prospect's problems are, you're going to have to need to know some information about them and their situation. In order to get that information, they're going to have to trust that you have their best interests at heart and believe that you're credible enough to help them. And in order for them to want to listen to you or to want to do business with you, you'll need to have enough rapport built up so that they actually like you. I want you to understand something. The key is to begin with the end in mind and know what you have to have from each step before you move to the next step. And every one of them is absolutely vital. And missing one or progressing past a step before it's time will create objections that will prevent you from getting an immediate yes. For example, let's pretend that you left out the call to action with urgency. So you didn't close with any, and you had zero urgency that you presented. Well, you're going to get what I call the be back bomb. All right. So take a look at these objections. If you've ever not had urgency, if you're getting these objections, then guess what? You know what you're missing. You're going to get everyone to say, oh, I want to think about it. Let me get back to you on this. Let me see how you do first. Or you're just not going to, next month will be a better month. So if you look at the objections on the screen, if you're getting any of these, then chances are you're probably not presenting a strong enough call to action with a close. All right, your close is not having such a strong call to action with urgency. All right, so let's take a look at what would happen if you miss the solution. And the solution is your presentation. So if you have a weak presentation, you're not presenting right, all right, then guess what ends up happening? Your people, they don't see it, right? They can't see an opportunity for themselves because you did a bad presentation. So they're not going to care or act. You're going to get what I call no interest obliteration. And that looks kind of like this. That's when people tell you, oh, I'm not interested, no, and, blah, 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 blah. So those are the objections you get if you do a crappy presentation, right? All right, now, your presentation might be really good, but here's the problem. What if you didn't find a great problem? What if you just flew into a presentation and maybe it was a good presentation, but you didn't find out anything about them that was pressing enough? Well, then if you missed a problem, you're going to get the because bomb. So tell me if you've gotten any objections that have looked like this. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I can't because it's not that important to me. Let me think about it. Any of these types of objections that seem conditional, like, oh, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, that's just because you didn't have and find a big enough problem. See, if you found a big enough problem with your prospect, like maybe something's going on in their life that they're not telling you about, but if you don't find that problem, they're going to give you objections like, hey, they don't have the money. But hey, if their relationship, maybe they're married and they're getting into arguments every day because of a lack of money, they're just going to tell you, hey, I don't have the money, but really that's the reason why they should do it. But if you didn't uncover that hidden huge desire, that big problem, then guess what? They're just going to give you a stupid objection, and really the objection why they're not doing it is really the reason that they did. But if you knew that problem and you presented your solution based on that problem as a solution to the problem, you'd be talking a whole different language and your people would join. Now, what happens if you don't get the information? Well, the reason you're not finding a problem is because you're probably not getting information from your prospect, and they're probably not telling you information because you're not asking the right questions, and you're going to get apathy, annihilation. So everything that you say is going to basically be pointless because you're not getting and knowing the right questions to ask to get that information, to custom tailor your presentation to them. So that's when they're going to say things like, oh, it's not for me, or I can see why this would be good for other people, and, let me think about it. I don't care. Let me get back to you on this. You're going to get stuff like that. Now, the research rocket. Holy moly. Don't we hate this one, guys? All right. What is the research rocket? Well, if you miss building trust and credibility, then your prospect is obviously going to be skeptical and nothing you say is going to matter. And you're going to get all these. They're going to say, well, I'm skeptical, or I need to do more research, or do you have anything I can look over? I need to do my due diligence. And they're going to give you all of that different type of stuff. Like, let me run it by my parents, kid, uncle, friend, accountant, or whatever. This looks like a pyramid. Why are you getting those objections? It's because you don't know and you haven't learned yet to build up enough credibility in yourself in a way that doesn't sound braggadocious or arrogant or anything like that. Or maybe you don't feel like you have a good enough credibility, but really and truly there are things that you can do that will give you and elevate your status to your prospect so that when you say something's good, they don't need to research it. When I talk to someone, they know there's no researching. No one ever has to research anything I say because they just know, hey, if I say something, it's the real deal because I've built enough trust and credibility. No one questions me when I'm talking to my prospects. I don't get people to ever say that because they know, hey, obviously, if this guy's saying it, it must be legit. It's like going to a doctor. If you really believe in your doctor and he says, hey, listen, you have this, you need to take this medication, you don't say, let me go do a second opinion or let me go on WebMD. You just say, hey, this is my doctor. He knows what he's talking about. I've known him for years. He's like the best of the best. Boom, you do it. But you need to learn how to build that trust and credibility the right way. And if you don't do it the right way, it's why you're getting those objections. So there's the answer to why people are telling you need to do more research. All right. It has nothing to do with the company. It has everything to do with you. Now, if you happen to miss rapport, well, then guess what? Your prospects, they're just not going to reveal much information to you. They're not even going to want to do business with you because let's be honest, people do business with people who they know, like, and trust. If your prospects don't know, like, and trust you, then they're not going to do business with you. And they're not going to tell you why they're really not signing up. And you're going to get a whole bunch of smoke screen objections, and they literally could be anything. And they sound things like, I don't know what it is. If something's not right, it's like when you kind of get that, I need to think about it, or, let me see how you do first, or just any of those things. It's not for me. When you just get people that are kind of like, it's usually because they don't really want to do business with you because maybe they don't know, like, and trust you, and you blew it in the rapport section, all right? So Of course, the worst one of all, the one that I hated that was like nails on a chalkboard was, I want to think about it. Ugh. I hated when people would tell me they want to think about it because I'm like, what do you want to think about? This is awesome, right? Why don't you just see this? Well, it's just simply because I didn't have this understanding of how to really and truly work this formula. Now that I know how to do it, I mean, it's a totally different game. People make decisions immediately when I speak. No one tells me they want to think about it, they want to research. But I had to learn it the hard way. But I'm trying to help you here today by giving you the awareness of this formula so that you know these are the things that you need to work on. So if you're ever having problems in any step, it's usually the result of a weak execution of one of the previous steps in the process. So for example, a lot of people, they say things like, well, Cesar, the thing is, I'm just not finding the problem. My prospects don't tell me anything. They're not really like confiding in me. Well, it's not usually the problem. If you're having a problem finding the problem, it's because you're not getting the right information from them. And that's either because you don't know what questions to ask, or they're just not volunteering any information to you because they don't view you as trustworthy and credible. And why don't they view you as trustworthy and credible? Because you're not having the opportunity to build yourself up indirectly and edify yourself in such ways that fly under the radar and don't look like you're, trying to impress them. Haven't even had the opportunity to do that. Number one, because you don't know how, probably, because almost no one I ever talked to knows how to do this. All right. But even if you did, if you don't have rapport with them, they're not going to listen to anything you say anyway, because the whole time you're talking, they're just thinking, man, I don't like this guy, right? Or, something about this person's just not jiving. They just don't have that natural magnetic attraction to you. All right, so in order to flow through the formula smoothly and eliminate objections before they come up, and to have everyone you talk to hypnotically want to tell you yes immediately, you must learn how to master each step in this process individually. Now, by now, you're probably feeling like you have a decent grasp and understanding of the immediate yes formula, how it works, and why you get certain objections, which is great. That was the goal of this video training. Again, I said that's what I want to do. I want to teach you this formula. Now, if you think back to the beginning, that was my initial goal. I told you I want to show you this formula to getting anyone to say yes to your product, service, and opportunity, and I have, by teaching you the immediate yes formula and how to get people to say yes to your product, service, or opportunity immediately. That is a formula you have to have. If you nail all steps, people will start saying yes to you immediately. They're not going to think about it. They're not going to go home. They're not going to have to say, oh, I need to talk to this person or that type of stuff, because you've literally eliminated every objection that they should possibly have before it even comes up. So if you liked what you've heard so far and you want to take your education on this topic to the next level and you want to master each of the elements in the formula so you can not only prevent objections before they come up, but also become a master of persuasion and a closing ninja, here's an opportunity you'll probably want to take advantage of. I created a course called the Immediate Yes Formula course. It's 10 plus modules of jam-packed content. It comes with a full action guide ebook, coaching checklist, and even a full affiliate system. So for those of you that are internet marketers or looking to recoup your investment back quickly, this is something that you can promote and make your money back literally with just 2 sales, because we do pay 50% commissions, but that's not the reason to get the program. It's just something that we have in there so that no one ever has to think about money or worry about, oh, can I afford this? Because sure, you can get it, and then you can go ahead and refer it to 2 people and have had your money made back. You also get lead capture pages, so that way you can generate leads for your business, which is a little bit of online marketing, and we do show you how to do that inside the course. But again, let's focus on the content. That's just an extra thing that I do for all of the products that I have, because I really just want to help people to be compensated for sharing and getting the word out. All right. But if you've noticed anything about my style, you'll notice that I'm pretty upfront about expectations. And because I don't want anyone investing in this course thinking it's something that it wasn't, I'm going to tell you who it's for, who it isn't for, what it is, and what it isn't, so that there's literally no surprises or misunderstandings. You'll know exactly what you're getting if you choose to go ahead and invest and buy this course right now, right here today. Now, number one, this is not a course for lazy people who don't want to do anything. All right. You have to apply it. If you don't apply it, then you're not going to get any results, right? Now, it's also not a course for whiners, wimps, wussies, or those looking for elementary education. I mean, here's the thing. I like to teach advanced tactical things, the things that for me, when I was struggling in the business and I was going to my company events and conventions and trainings, I noticed that they always teach to the lowest common denominator almost. It's like they just want to get people who aren't doing anything to do a little something. So they just give you enough information to get out there and feel confident about talking to someone so that you can get that low-hanging fruit and get those easy signups. But they didn't really ever, I've very rarely across multiple companies have I ever seen serious information that is designed for the leaders, the achievers, the people like you and I that go out and seek to get that extra information because they realize, hey, that elementary stuff, we're getting rejected and slapped around in the marketplace because we're trying to use elementary skills and just basic stuff, in a very different world today where people are a lot more savvy and they're a lot more educated and information is very easy to get get. And if you don't know how to have those advanced skills, well, then guess what? Your closing percentages are always going to be down. You're going to have to work 5 times as hard as a person that just knows how to close and that has that advanced information. And listen, I'm talking to you. You are probably just like me, because at the end of the day, you wouldn't even be seeing this presentation if you didn't care about furthering your education and really getting that next level education. So what I've created is the immediate yes formula, and I want to walk you through it. So I'm going to do something a little different. I mean, I really like to be ultra real and totally transparent. So let me just share with you exactly what this is and show you. I'm literally going to give you and show you the back office right now. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out and just show you exactly what the course is, what other people are saying about it, so that you could see for yourself. So it is designed to be live one-on-one coaching module. So it's literally like you sitting across the table, just like you can see in that picture from me. You're going to have an action guide ebook in hand, and I'm going to be walking you through that. So you're going to be able to print it off, have it immediately, go through your back office right now. After you choose to go ahead and get this course today, you're going to be able to start going through it immediately. All right, so it's got multiple modules where I'm literally going to walk you through the mastery of each step. So the bottom line is, after you complete this course, you'll become an extremely powerful leader of influence and persuasion. Well, people will practically beg you to take their money. Now, you're probably thinking, no way. I'm telling you, it's going to be a total game changer. You will have that happen. You'll probably message me and be like, holy crap, I sat down with someone and they were like throwing their credit card at me after I went through your stuff, Cesar. This is mind-blowing, okay? So let me go ahead and just show you, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and switch into the back office of the membership site that you'll have access to as soon as you go ahead and choose to decide to become an owner of this unbelievable product today. So let's go ahead and show you the back office now. Alrighty, as you can see here, we're in the back office of the site. So again, this is going to be delivered to you digitally and immediately. You're going to get a login to the back office membership site here where you're going to be able to access the course modules. So first thing that you're going to see is you're going to see a little welcome video, and you're going to be able to print off this action guide and actually have it immediately. It kind of looks a little something like this. You're going to be able to print it out, and it really goes into the formula. So you're going to be able to print this thing out and follow along with the subsequent videos. So let's go into these modules, and I'm just going to give you an example of a couple. Look, I'm going to keep this pretty short and sweet here, but I just want you to see. So you're going to be able to go through a video here. I talk about how to get your prospects to absolutely love you, the secrets to really building rapport quickly, rapid rapport with people. So look, here's what's fun. You know, underneath them, I just kind of let some of the comments fly so people can just say, you know, whatever they feel about it, all right? These are just people that have bought this course and they're saying, hey, wow, I'm so glad I purchased this when I did. I just wish I'd known about all this sooner. Really, really love this technique, the info stack triggers. Thank you so much. You know, I mean, Cesar, you're a genius. I bought this program yesterday after almost talking myself out of it. And I have to say that what I just learned in this video on rapport alone was worth 100 times what the program costs, if not more. This is magic. All right. So, I mean, I'm a financial, as a financial planner, you know, so, I mean, this guy's just talking about, I love the idea of this, love this, really great stuff. I can see how that'll help me. This is awesome. You know, so you can see that. So this is like one of the first videos on rapport. All right. So let's go ahead and just, I don't know, what else do we have here? Hold on, let's try this one. Video 5. So we're talking here about trust and credibility. The secret to really building that trust and getting people's credit card, getting them to want to give you and throw their credit card at you. So let's just see what some of these people are saying. Okay, I used the tell and show method last night. Sign up a new distributor. I had great rapport built up and trust that they didn't really even want to see the show, but I showed it anyway, just for credibility's sake. That's awesome, awesome training. Hey, you know, so I mean, hey guys, glad to be here. And it's cool. People ask questions, they get answers. Hey, the fifth module really rocks, seems to get better and better. Wow, I love this method. First and foremost, I watch all the videos. I watched all the vids and the investment was well worth it. Here's the second go around. Second, this video has had the biggest impact, to be upfront and honest. Blah, blah, blah. Let me see here. You've completely blown me away, Cesar. I've never felt good about this process. You know, your spill, you know, so like kind of what her company was teaching her is opposite from what I taught here. And she just loves my take on it. Wow, really enjoying the course. You know your stuff. So that's pretty cool. We'll just skip around. I'm not going to go through all these, but these are just all the modules. So, I mean, heck, people are saying on the first module on rapport, they're getting their money's worth. So again, guys, I'm just really just trying to keep it real. I just want you to see what you're getting. So again, imagine having me personally coach you, sharing with you my closing secrets, just sitting across the table just like that, like as if you paid me $5,000 to fly into my town to just have some one-on-one time and say, Cesar, teach me everything you know about closing. I mean, this is basically what that would be. But instead of having to spend $5,000 or thousands or even hundreds, you're going to see and you're going to be blown away by what you're about to see here. So you can see right here what other people are saying. I just noticed, let's see, the only sales coaching you'll ever need is a fabulous opportunity to sit across the table from Cesar and take in video after video, guaranteed tactics on building rapport and all. I mean, this is just cool. Amazing coaching, yada, yada. So What else do we have here? So we're going to keep going. No, we don't need to go any further. I think you get the point, right? All right, so it's 10 powerhouse modules plus a couple epic bonuses, live training of me as well. All right, so this is just some powerhouse stuff. So let's flip back to the presentation and close up, shall we? I think you get the point by now. Okay, so here's the deal. You know you need to build rapport, but you don't yet know how to do it in a non-salesy way without sounding cheesy and like you're trying too hard. You know you need to build trust and credibility, but you don't yet know how to activate people's natural trust triggers and how to build credibility and authority without sounding arrogant. And you know that you need the right information, but you don't yet know the best questions to ask and how to not sound like you're interrogating them. And you know you need to find a problem, but you don't yet know what you're looking for and if it's enough, and how to agitate or create a problem if one doesn't exist, and how to do it in a way that isn't offensive. All right, you know that you need to craft your presentation so that it's a solution to your prospects' problems, but you don't yet know how to do it the right way and without sounding pitchy, which is a big problem, and most people screw that up. You know that you need to have a strong call to action laced with urgency, but you don't yet know the formulas for creating strong, believable urgency and the art of closing without coming across as salesy or high pressure. Now, I don't believe in convincing people to do stuff that they don't want to do. I believe in helping people to make the decision that's best for them. All right, so if you're wondering whether or not you should buy this course, then let me help you decide if it's best for you by giving you this one last gift. And this one last gift is this. It is my ultimate 3-step formula for making any business decision. So there's only 3 things that matter when it comes to business decisions. Just 3 easy questions you got to ask yourself. Number 1, what's the initial investment? All right. It doesn't matter if it's immediate yes formula or $1 million or millions of dollars for a McDonald's franchise, or if it's a lemonade stand. Anything that you want, there's always an initial investment. Now, the good news is today, because this is a one-time offer and a special promotional video and a training video that I'm providing that is just an extra bonus. What I wanted to do to just really make sure that you had the opportunity to master closing before you learn and you hop on the webinar that we're going to do. I really just wanted to make a special one-time offer and to allow you to get this course, not for $5,000, which is what it would cost you to spend a day with me, not for even, a couple $1,000 or even a couple $100. I wanted to make it absolutely ridiculous. And although this course, the normal regular retail prices earmarked and sells for $595, I wanted to give you a special offer today, a ridiculous offer, and allow you to pick it up for only $147. One-time payment of $147. Or you could pick it up for 2 payments of $97. So I flat out just made it absolutely ridiculous and irresistible for you. But I just really want to arm you with these skills so that you can really make the most of your business. All right. I really just want to change the game. So listen, $147, how many people really would you have to close in your business to make this worth your while? We're not even counting the affiliate program. We're just talking about commissions in your business. So that's the first question is, what's the initial investment? The second is, what's my break-even point? So let's do some math. I mean, how much do you make when you sell someone? How much do you make when a new person joins your team? All right, how much do you get paid for a yes or a couple yeses? Now, here's the crazy thing. In our type of business, it's kind of hard to tell, right? Because, you could close one deal and it could turn to something huge. You could recruit one person in network marketing, and that person could be a superstar and earn you tens of thousands of dollars over your career or lifetime. But let's just keep it simple. What's your break-even point? All right, whether it's how many hamburgers in McDonald's or how many yeses do you have to get in your business, all right, to make up that small $147 or the 2 payments of $97. What do you have to do to break even? All right, it's not a whole lot. And then the next question is, how long will it take you to reach that break-even point? Well, let's think about it. You just saw a testimonial from a guy that bought the course and the next day he already recruited a distributor in his business. So how long will it take you to make back your $147? I don't know. How many more people are you going to now close and how soon can you do that? Well, you'll probably be pretty fired up after the upcoming webinar and after the training that you go through here inside of our course, the Media Yes Formula, that you'll probably be hitting the pavement really running after you go through this training, and you'll probably make your money back pretty fast. So, at the end of the day, really, what are we talking about? And again, that doesn't even count the affiliate program and the money that you can actually make, because we give you banners, we give you landing pages, we give you everything that you need to be able to resell this course if that's something that's important to you. Again, I know that's not for everyone, but for those of you that are the internet marketers or those of you that want to get into online marketing, that is an option for you. Okay, we got all that taken care of for you. So, just for fun, let me ask you one weird question. Look around real quick. Are there any lights on around you? Do you believe and do you benefit from light bulbs? Do you benefit from light bulbs? Think about it. Thomas Edison toiled in his laboratory and conducted over 10,000 experiments before figuring out exactly how to create the light bulb. When you want light bulbs to light up your house, do you go through the pain and toil and work tirelessly, failing 10,000 plus times yourself to create light bulbs that light up your house? Or do you just leverage his time, experience, and efforts and go to the store and buy a light bulb and get all the benefits from his genius and work? The bottom line is, you don't have to buy light bulbs. You could always be a do-it-yourselfer and set up your own laboratory and try to create your own light bulbs from scratch and risk electrocuting yourself in the process in an attempt to save some money. Or you could just do things the old-fashioned way, the slow and inefficient way, and keep getting what you're getting, maybe using oil lamps instead of light bulbs, all right? But why would you? When you can just quickly and easily invest a few dollars and get all the benefits by leveraging someone else's time, money, experience, and efforts. Well, you have the same opportunity right now before you. You can choose to own the Immediate Yes Formula course and choose to leverage my time, experiences, efforts, and 10,000 plus in the field trials and experiments, aka me presenting to tens of thousands of people, right? Prospecting, pulling phone numbers, learning how to apply these skills for closing. Or you can recreate the light bulb and be a do-it-yourselfer and spend the next 11 and 13 years like I did of your life cold market prospecting 10 people a day like I did, spending $100,000+ on personal development, books, audios, and seminars like I did, hoping to learn in years what you could just learn in a few hours of going through my Immediate Yes Formula course. But I have a feeling if you're still watching this video, then you're probably an achiever, all about leveraging. You're always looking to get the edge. So if I'm right and that's you, and you don't see any reason why you shouldn't get this course, and you believe you're worth investing into, then click the link below to buy the course right now and join the legions of graduates from the Immediate Yes Formula Academy who have changed their lives and businesses with this Immediate Yes Formula course. I want to welcome you in advance to this course. I'm really excited to have gotten a chance to spend some time with you, give you some free training, and to also be able to give you this opportunity to really take your business to the next level and really be best prepared for the webinar that we're going to do coming up soon. So I'm really fired up to have been able to give this to you. I hope you got some unbelievable value, if nothing else. And I do hope that you choose to invest in yourself, believe in yourself, because listen, sometimes no one else will. Sometimes you just got to take that step and you got to invest in yourself. So if that makes sense, I look forward to welcoming you and seeing you inside of the course. Take care and make it a great day.